Good morning, Twitch. Good morning, Twitch. Good morning, Twitch on this 08.11.2023. Current time is 05:42 a.m. Eastern Time here in Upstate New York. That'd be the southern tier of Upstate New York where I live and reside. Rich Roberts, Fireman Rich here on Twitch. Fireman Rich over there on Truth Social, IG, Threads, and X, formerly known as Twitter. And we are getting our day started with a hashtag positive start to the day. Hashtag PSTTD. And thank God it's Friday, right? The weekend is here. Now we can play. I've been playing all week long. I've been playing for like the last 4 months since I've been retired. Oh my God. I hope everybody's had a good week. We are here. We just got to get through the day, and the weekend is here. We had a pretty good week, I would say. We had some rain and stuff like that. As far as that goes, I was asked, and I'm asked almost every week this question: how's retirement doing, Rich? And I'm going, it's effing great. To keep it clean. Talked with my neighbor who I haven't talked. My one neighbor over here that I hadn't talked to in a while, and asked me that. And I said it's great. It's working. Just last night, just before dinner, out here on the side lawn and stuff. And she got let go of her job. She's a teacher. She's looking at teaching. Get back into the teaching field, I guess, and stuff like that. But she, neighbor here for what, almost over 15 years now and stuff. So it was good talking to her. Family's doing good, and sort of just one of those things. We're all close neighbors. I met new neighbors across the street that just moved in. They moved in. They didn't just move in. They moved in, but he even asked me what I did, and I said, "No, I just, this conversation this week. I'm retired now and stuff." And it's like, oh, and it's like looking at me like, "Well, you could still work." I said, "Yeah, I could still work, but I'm retired. I'm loving it." But my neighbor next door here that I've known for a number of years, telling her that the thing right out of the gate, I'm so much more relaxed, and it's just. I think about that every morning, getting up with even more so a positive start to the day for me. So for those that have to work, I feel for you. I've been there. It's just like I found it interesting telling her that I don't think about it, but I look at all the number of years that I have been working. It's over 50 years now. It was 50 years. You count when I was in high school, had jobs and stuff like that. That's when you usually start working, is when you're in high school, part-time in the summer. And then I think it was my sophomore year. That's when I started working more on a regular basis on the weekends and stuff like that to the school year. It was good money. It was under the table back then. I didn't know what tax. I didn't care about taxes. I just cared about having some bucks. I drove an old beat up Dodge windowless laundry van. It was a nice 3 on the column. It was a nice little age dating moment there. But started working back then, and then just going to the service for 20 years, getting on the service, working at IBM for 9, and then after IBM, the last 17 years working at the day job that I just make it my own personal thing. That I don't want to say where I worked, but it was a very, very rewarding and pretty unique position I had, because it had a backstage to a lot of projects that were going on that it just and there's some military background on it also and stuff like that. So but it was pretty interesting. But it was time to retire, as far as make the decision, make the call. And it just like when I got out of the service, they said, because my neighbor said, "Well, you retired twice." I said, "No, I didn't really look at the military getting out of the military's retirement as much as transitioning out of one job into another. It was a career. That was my career, Air Force. You can almost say this past 17 years, that could have been a career, but it was a very good job and pretty decent, pretty decent pay that's got me settled real well. And that's when the missus said, "Hey, you can retire at 62. I said, "I'm going to go to 67, and then a little before, under a year before turning 65. We had a family member that passed, and it got me thinking. It's like, you know what? You can retire. We're not rich, we're not poor, but things will be taken care of, and that's how we look at it. We're going to have things that pop up and stuff like that, and we just deal with it accordingly. But I knock on wood that I'm almost embarrassed to say I'm better off. We're pretty well off than most folks and stuff like that. Especially living in New York. New York is a very high tax state, but we've adapted, and we're fortunate. We live in a township, a village, and a county. It's one of the things to live in a rural area. You don't really have many of the necessities of city life and stuff like that. But we're like 20, 30 minutes either side going east or west to major shopping centers and stuff like that. So, what we saved on taxes over the years, and it's a nice spot, and it's right in the county where I grew up as far as that goes, and it's felt like home. It's been home for like the last 27 years and stuff. So home is where you make it, and I wanted to come back here to Tioga County, and both. So retirement is going real well, and what I'm being asked as far as that goes. Probably I'm almost second guessing that I should have probably did it maybe at 62, and I'd probably be going back to. I don't know. That's the next thing. I don't see on the foreseeable future going back to work. I don't know. Maybe after 67, maybe go back after a couple years. Maybe go back part time or something like that. Just to we'll see what happens. You have that option. That's good. I have all these options. They're there for the taking, but I can just sit back. I'm just loving it. Waking up here. I still wake up early. I don't think that's part of my routine. And then I do the broadcast here, or like yesterday, I did the audio podcast, and then go out for a walk, and then we see what has to be done for the day and stuff, and do things and stuff. I would have to say, the 4 months, I'm almost as active as I was when I was at the day job, as far as that goes. So I'm losing some weight. I think it's because I'm not snacking on the candy bars out of the candy machine. I do my walkabouts and stuff like that, interfacing with the folk there at the day job. What I did, and that's the one thing I do miss. I do miss the people, as far as that goes, and I know they're doing well. They're especially the team that I was on. That a good bunch of guys. We had a few knuckleheads, but you always have that stuff. But overall, it was really, really good. So I am not missing it at all. I'm thankful that I was able to, just like I was in the service, I was thankful I served. I'm thankful I had a very well-paying job that set me up really good for retirement here, as far as that goes. And even IBM came into play, because when it came time to retire, they said I had. It was like I won a little. I won the scratch off, because they said I had a little bit of a pension. I said, pension? What's that? Well, I forgot I was after, was it 2-3 years, I was vested. So IBM they stocked some money. We took the cash value on that, and then so we've got some other things going on. But the missus, she I wouldn't have a pot to piss it if it was her. Just very thankful and blessed as far as that goes. So it's and I make these assessments at least once a week now, as far as that goes, especially when like my neighbor next door and the new neighbor that I met, they're asking the question, and I guess that's a normal question you ask: how are you handling it? Well, it's only been 4 months. Well, it's like it's been one long weekend for me. There's things we've been doing as far as like I said, but as far as actual going into the daily work grind and stuff like that, and I didn't really look at it as a grind. I really liked what I was doing for the last 17 years, and stuff. And even when I worked at IBM, it was really you take the 17 and the 9 years, that's 26 years that I worked in the civilian sector. And while you had Oh, then yeah, 26, and then you take the 20 years. That's 44, and then at least 3 4 years. That's up to 50 years. 50 years. I was take 4 years before going into the service that I was working. That's like 50 years worth of working. So it's a welcome change, not to be just yesterday was, what was the national day yesterday? It was National Lazy Day. I was really lazy yesterday. I, I think I played, I played about 4 games, I think, of PUBG. I'm loving that game because you can pick it up on my tablet's been busy, but I got this new gizmo here. This goes on. I talked about this I put this on my. It's a controller. This works quite well because the way my tablet sits in there, these controllers. I mean, even if I don't use the controllers, I can. It's still enough room to where I can use my thumbs with the thumbs commands. And what's nice is over here, that's where you fine tune your aiming, and I could still hit these buttons right here it works really well using these buttons for the gun because I'm not tapping on the screen where there's almost like a delay. This is all Bluetooth, and so it's a great controller I picked up, and it works it even if I don't use the controllers, it's good to fit. It fits better in the hand. It's more stable as far as so I can use my thumbs, and so this is a great addition to my PUBG play. I played PUBG and I got up to I increased my rank. I'm a Diamond 4 now, so I'm like 4 points over into Diamond 4. I should be a Diamond. I could be a Diamond 3 by tomorrow, maybe. I'm inching my way up. I'm playing pretty. I had one game yesterday that crapped. I crapped out. I got killed by 2 bots that ganged up on my ass. I'm going after this one, and it was just. I was just got disjointed. It's like, what's going on? I'm getting hit from here and here, and I'm like, there's 2 bots at the same time that ganged up on me. So it's one of the rare times I got killed by a bot. I think I finished 67th, right out of like less than 5 minutes into the game. So that's the fun of it, as far as that goes. And I'm like, oh wow, look at that. I'm almost thinking there should be a replay to where you can get the fly on the wall type view where you're back here looking at the instant replay as far as that goes. Let's see. I do have the morning coffee. It's tasting mighty fine. It would not be a coffee broadcast if we did not have the morning coffee, but we're off and running here. Let's see. Currently here in the southern tier of upstate New York, it's a cool 58 degrees Fahrenheit. 58 degrees Fahrenheit, which equates to about 14 degrees Celsius. And we had a good day yesterday. Did we have a little rain? Yeah, we had some rain. We had some rain Wednesday, right after I got done mowing the lawns and doing some yard work and stuff like that, which was good. The lawn's looking nice. And let's see, we're going to have showers again today. Let's see, it looks like right out of, maybe just the early morning showers. It looks like early. The clearing with ample sunshine by the afternoon. High 79 degrees Fahrenheit, so gonna get a little bit humid there maybe. Winds out of the west by northwest, 5 to 10 miles an hour. Chance of rain this morning is 60%. Sun rose this morning, or will be rising in about, 5:55 is the time. Thinking of my brother firefighters, it's 0555. 555. I always say it's a significant number for firefighters as far as remembering the fallen brothers and sisters of the fire protection career field. But the sun will be rising here in 15 minutes now. So it's just, and I see patches of blue, but I do see some clouds out there. So we got some overcast. As far as that goes. So 6:10 a.m. Eastern, the sun will be rising here in upstate New York, southern tier of upstate New York, and it'll be setting later on this evening at 8:14. The sunsets have been really great as far as that goes here the last several weeks and stuff. I think I saw something that there was also a meteor shower last night of some sort, but we got cloud covers and stuff that. Let's see. Our world times and temperatures as I speak in Honolulu, Hawaii at 11:56 p.m. yesterday. They're finishing up yesterday. They're Thursday, they're wannabe Friday, and we're into the 11:57. I should just change 11:57. Partly cloudy, partly clear. 79 degrees Fahrenheit in Phoenix, Arizona, at 2:57 a.m. this morning. It is partly cloudy, partly clear. 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Albuquerque, New Mexico, at 3:57 a.m. this morning. Partly cloudy, partly clear. 64 degrees Fahrenheit. Chicago, Illinois, at 4:57 a.m. Clear skies, 72 degrees Fahrenheit. Down in New York City, the jungle, the current time is 5:57 a.m. Also here in the southern tier of upstate New York, that's our time. New York City's clear skies, 68 degrees Fahrenheit. In Phoenix, or no, not Phoenix, I'm going the other way, across the Atlantic, the pond as we call it, I like saying that, Cork, Ireland, 10:57 a.m. It's cloudy skies, 63 degrees Fahrenheit. In Milan, Italy, at 11:58 a.m. lunchtime there, almost noon. Sunny skies with 81 degrees Fahrenheit. In New Delhi, India, at 3:28 p.m. Cloudy skies, 93 degrees Fahrenheit. In Mumbai, which is just south on the coastline there of India, at 3:28 p.m. in the afternoon. Mumbai, it's partly cloudy, partly sunny, 84 degrees Fahrenheit. Kuala Lumpur at 5:58 p.m. Kuala Lumpur is sunny skies, 86 degrees Fahrenheit. Tokyo, Japan, where they're just starting their evening at 6:58 p.m. Currently clear skies in Tokyo at 84 degrees Fahrenheit. And down there in Melbourne, Australia, 7:58 p.m. Cloudy skies, 55 degrees Fahrenheit. And in Sydney, Australia, off to that would be to the east, I guess. Sydney at 7:59 p.m. in the evening, it's clear skies, 54 degrees Fahrenheit, and those are our world times and temperatures as we speak. So it gives you an idea of what the give you an idea of the weather as far as that goes. Did I hit that twice? Oh, I didn't want to do that. Let's get rid of one of those. I tapped it twice on Truth Social. Okay, we'll go ahead and delete one of them. Delete that. Okay, it's just I have to manually post out, because I post out to Truth Social, Instagram Threads, X, formerly known as Twitter, Gitter, Gab, 2 Facebooks. What else do I post? S2 Social, as far as that goes. So it's like 8-9 places I post to, as far as that. My 3 morning tweets, which includes our thought for the day this morning, and a quote from Sigmund Freud. Sigmund Freud, that name just means psychiatry. But he was an Australian neurologist, actually, Sigmund Freud. And the founder of psychoanalyzing, a clinical method of evaluating and treating pathologics seen as originating from conflict in the psychic, in our mind, through dialogue between the patient and the psychiatrist. And it's just basically, it's good to talk to somebody that is outside, that's neutral, that that's what a psychiatrist is, I guess. And the distant theory of mind and human derived from it and stuff. They have those type of doctors. I've been fortunate enough. I'm not that crazy. There's people who think I'm crazy, and I have to laugh. It's like, no, those are the people who think I'm crazy. Those are the people that need to go see a psychiatrist and stuff like that, because it's a joke. But they are there. They are. It is a. We do have a. Well, it's in the forefront now. Before mental illness was like, I don't want to talk about that. Back when I was growing up, it's just like, no, you got to talk about it. It's out there. It's it's the cause of a lot of stuff that goes on in our world today. I think, as far as some people think, it's some. This is the old. There's a screw loose upstairs, so you need to go see a psychiatrist to screw it in right, as far as that goes. We make jokes about them, but it's a serious thing. Um, you know, uh, we think unusual behavior, the person's right away crazy, or they do um, fly off things, or else the person interprets them as fly off things, and they don't realize that, you know what, maybe you should look in the mirror and see for yourself what you're seeing is not really the you're looking through clouded glasses. You need to clear off your glasses as far as that goes, because like I said, I used to be crazy back in my day. My early days of the Air Force, I was nicknamed Radical Rob. I didn't take, man, I probably still, I've toned down a lot. And I just walk away. I don't, it's just the best thing to do, just to walk away from a confrontation and stuff. Because it doesn't really matter, unless it's, dealing with family. If it's anything outside family, it's like, unless you're trying to help people, as far as that goes. But his quote and our thought for the day, it's before I get rambling off here, all that matters is love and work. And love first, because in love, I always say we have to be kind to each and every one of us. We don't have to. You don't have to spoon feed people, but you should be relatively respectfully kind to people and stuff like that. But when people are getting BS and stuff like that, well, that's when you take the gloves off and stuff like that. It's like, no, I'm not going to take this crap. See you later. It's just like you try and be kind up to a certain point, but then when it's obvious that, and I've seen it in situations in my lifetime that you get taken advantage of. And then once you do walk away, you got individuals that say crap about you and stuff like that. I don't really care. Just not my problem, But the second part, though, work. All that matters is love and work. Well, you got to figure, you got to work to make money. I wouldn't be where I was at if I didn't work. And I'm very fortunate and lucky that I've worked in some good jobs, worked with some good people, and has it all been roses and candy candies floating around and stuff? No, it's work is work. You do what you can do, and you try and be proud of what you do and stuff. And that's been my outlook and stuff like that. There's a lot of shit that I did in the Air Force. It's like, man, what the frick am I doing in the air? It's the same thing with the job. There's times when I worked down at IBM in Endicott, the birthplace of IBM, that kept me going there was the fact that my father worked there before he retired. He had 30 years at IBM, so I can say I was an IBMer also. I worked at IBM, and IBM was a little bit of how can I put it? They pulled up stakes in the birthplace and moved elsewhere and said, "Screw you guys," and they got completely out of manufacturing. And so I don't think it devastated the southern tier here, but it had an impact. But there's somebody that came in, but they were just a freaking bunch of clowns that took over for a couple of years, and that's why I ended up at the day job where I was for 17 years. And I'm very glad I worked there. Was it all, good and stuff? No, there was some freaking tough, but that's work. Work builds your character and stuff like that. And if you weather the storm, you're better off when you come out at the other end. And I guess I could say that because I've had 50 years of life experience of working. And in that time, I've spent, anywhere from 13 to 15 years traveling overseas. So I have a good idea. And I'm very thankful and grateful that I live in this great country. As far as that goes. And if I lived in another country, I'd probably be proud that I lived in that country. You got to be proud of where you're from and stuff. And I'm glad I'm here. So Sigmund Freud, I think, is right when he says all that matters is love and work. Well, I would say Well, love. When you say love, family is in there. Right? When you say love, family is number one. Okay, and then work is your coworkers and stuff like that. And it's just say, hey, you're always thinking about your family and friends, and then the next thing is your coworkers, the people that are your friends that you're able to work with and stuff like that. So I think that's a very true statement. How many words is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 words. That's a short one because yesterday's thought for the day from Benjamin Franklin is when in doubt, don't. So we've been having some very short but right, boom, punch in your face type quotes. So that's a good quote from Sigmund Freud as far as that goes. So let's see. Let's see. The National Day. I liked yesterday's. Yesterday was just a lazy day. But what did I see? The local news. They mentioned that it was S'mores Day. Of course, that would take. That's more prevalent, as far as everybody wants to. Let's see. Today is Friday, August 11th. It is the 223rd day. It is the 32nd week of the year. And we're 61% through the year. Let's see, what do we have? We have we got two that are sort of. Let's see, we got National Raspberry Bomb Day. Make dishes with raspberries, I guess. We have National President Joke Day. I don't know about that one. What's this? Global Kinetic Sand Day. I like this one. Play in the Sand Day. Play in the Sand Day. That's what today is. You go play in the sand. Go get some sand and go play in it. Today is August 11th on the National Day calendar, and we are celebrating Play in the Sand Day to remind people to go outside, enjoy the sunshine, and create some fun in the sand. Let's see, where's the closest sandy beach? Probably up there near Seneca Lake. Do they have sandy beaches up at Seneca Lake? Hello? Okay, she must be in the bathroom or something. Yeah, I was just going to say, are there sandy beaches up in Seneca Lake?
Probably somewhere.
Okay, probably somewhere. The missus, she said, yeah, today is hashtag National Sand, Play in the Sand Day. She's out there watching the local news and stuff like that. So hashtag Play in the Sand Day. Get ready to dig deep and sink your feet into plain. I like the sand on the beach. I made a few sand castles in my day when I was younger. We used to go to Jones's Beach down in Long Island when I was growing up. As far as that goes, and then I think it was just before I started my senior year in high school. We took a trip down the Jersey coast. It was one of the last times we had the trailer, and we were camping down. And Atlantic City Beach was not that great. This is back in the gloomy days of Atlantic City. But then we moved down. Wildwood was okay. The boardwalk was okay. My father had a ball. He was like a kid at Wildwood. But we ended up spending the majority of the vacation time we had down in courthouse. What the hell is that? Oh, thank you. She fills in the blank. Cape May Courthouse in New Jersey. Beautiful white sands. I remember I had this red radio transistor that I carried around, and I remember listening to the Beach Boys. The Beach Boys sounds. That was the summer. When was it? That was the summer of '76, I think. Yeah, summer of '76. That was a good year, a good summer as far as down there. The family was down there, and we had a good time. It was a nice beach, not very crowded beach. Jones's Beach when we went was always crowded. It was always crowded. So today is Play in the Sand Day as far as that goes. And yesterday I did what used to be called the Anchor Morning Audio, but it's the Fireman Rich audio podcast. Because there's no more Anchor. It's Spotify for podcasters now with the app. it's still essentially the same. But we did the podcast yesterday, and one of the things I did do, I think because I think I'm missing the week before last Thursday's because I think I was putting in the files and I said, what are these files doing on my phone? And I guess I published it from the desktop where it left the unpublished on my phone. So when I deleted that, I actually posted over last week's. But somehow I got a different link or something like that. But anyway, the audio podcast was one where, and it's something I'm doing on a daily basis, at least Monday through Friday. I'm walking. I'm getting my steps in, and they always relate these studies to people with heart conditions or heart failures. But people with heart failure or heart conditions can, and people that aren't physically fit in general, can step their way to significant better health. New study shows, and what it does is increase. You know, if you do at least 2,000 steps, I think that's the benchmark. You're doing okay. I think I do a little bit more than that. I don't think I'm on the high end, but I'm right in that middle. I used to run a lot. I used to run like 180 to 220 180 to 220 miles during the course of the week. So I've been blessed that I have good knees and stuff. That I could run, but I'd be a little leery running heavily on the pavement now because I'm a lot older. My bone structure is a little bit differently. Hey, Tim Fan 40, yo, good morning, Tim. Coming in from Michigan. Glad to have you here. And just talking about yesterday's audio podcast, the Fireman Rich audio podcast, where you probably get your number of steps in there, walking around and getting things done on the job site there and stuff like that. So and that's what you have to look at. You look at how many steps you're doing and stuff like that. Because when I was at the day job, I used to do a lot of walking from one lab to the other, one building to the other, and stuff. The things that I had to do, and to facilitate this and facilitate that. Yeah, walking sucks. Okay, I was looking at it in a more positive way, Tim. Where Tim, for those people watching on the replay over on Rumble and YouTube, because I repurpose for the most part these broadcasts over there. Tim Fan is in the chat right now. He just he came into the chat this morning. He's just kidding. No, there's sometimes I'll have to agree with you, Tim. Sometimes you don't want to walk, but you just have to. And you say, man, this is just a bunch of bull crap. I walk so much. I walk in my sleep. So you're probably getting your 2,000 plus steps in a day. So that helps us. And that's what was the main meaning of this the presenting this article yesterday, was that walking is healthy, and I'm trying to do that. At least 5 days a week, at least 23 minutes, 21 to 23 minutes. And the missus has been coming along as well as far as that goes. And so that was pretty good. But just the fact that I guess when I was doing the post audio podcast work, lots of laughs. And I sort of loaded it up over a previous broadcast. So you'll see a gap in there, I guess, from, what is it, from August 1st. I think it was the August 3rd one I reposted. So I went back on all my social media feeds, and because you hit that and it just goes to the yesterday's broadcast and stuff like that. So that was the thing. As far as the audio podcast, as far as that goes. And then we need the seeing that you're here, Tim. What's that saying? Waiting for it. I'm a creature of habit. So Tim started something here. We talked about we eventually when we do have a gathering of folk here on this broadcast, and especially when I do some other side broadcasts, there it is. Haps suck. And it's Tim saying, I love that. The saying that really, I think about that on my days I don't broadcast, as far as you think about it. And I said, yep, I remember, Tim is, I start thinking about Haps, and then I'm thinking, oh, there's Tim. Haps sucks. But Haps was a program we used to be on before we all migrated. It's been over a year. Well, it was a year. It's been what, May, June, July, August. It's been a year and 3 months now. So and we survived. You know, we like talking about it though because it was fun stuff. As far as that goes, it was very fun doing it. I should get a Haps. I should get a Haps logo and put it up here because this is the Blab Owl. I might do that one of these days. I might see if I can get a Haps logo and just stick it up here. It's like these are the places I used to. Then I'd have to get a Periscope one, right? Oh heck no, okay. I'll just stay with the Blab bird. Blab was the bomb. I always have to say that Blab was always fun. Being here on Twitch is fun too. I like being here on Twitch. It's great fun. It's even more fun when you have a better PC desktop and stuff like that. I'm loving this PC desktop that was my combination retirement and birthday present. It's really been a godsend and stuff, especially gaming wise. I'm able to. I can't really game on PUBG Mobile, but I have the APK file up, and I can go in there and look and see what's going on my page. I haven't been playing in the last week PUBG Battleground or Lord of the Rings Online or Guild Wars 2 that I keep on. I'm procrastinating, saying but I just been busy doing other stuff. That's a good thing. I'm staying productive, and it's not just busy just to keep busy. It's stuff that I want to do, what I'm enjoying doing, and I'm starting to notice a lack of broadcasting gaming wise. I'm still doing my daily broadcast here and the audio podcast Tuesdays and Thursdays, and stuff, and even the radio broadcast. I was going to take Tuesday off. I did the radio. But I guess when I find, I have time, but I guess what's been seeping in there, I'm enjoying taking the afternoon naps. That's one of the luxuries of being retired. And I'm calling it a luxury because it's really nice just to kick back. Yesterday I didn't really nap. I was laying out there in the living room on the couch, and I had my gizmo here with the, I can't show my Samsung Tab A tablet. Yeah, you're lucky. Yeah, well, it's what's a nap? Yeah, exactly. They're not. I don't take them. I do take them a lot more. I don't take them every day. I thought I was going to be taking a nap every day, but yesterday I was using this gizmo. I had the tablet in here, and these are controllers on the sides. You can see, and I was playing PUBG. And that was enjoyable. I think that's why I got whacked the first game. I had 2 bots gang up on me. And the game there, Tim, they have bots, and they're easy kills, okay? You can run up to them and shoot them. But there was one shooting at me, so where is he? And finally I found him, and then there's another one behind me. So I was, it's nice and relaxed and stuff like that. I should take up reading again, though. I just, that's on my list of stuff to do, I guess, but I say that, and the missus will laugh. It happens. Yeah, it happens. It was funny though. It was fun. I was laughing my ass off. I was like, "What the hell? What's going on here?" And it was in a location where I knew there was going to be some bots, but I can usually handle them and stuff like that. I play solo for the most part in PUBG, and it's fun because there's sometimes I'm up against not a full team. I don't think I've ever come across a full team of 4, but there's usually 2 or 3. Because I usually in the first month, I don't want to give my strategy. I got a certain strategy. I got a strategy that has garnished me a lot of good points. I don't think I'll ever get a chicken dinner by myself. If I do, it's very lucky, because my goal is to get within the top 20, and if I'm lucky to get into that top 10, which I think on my last game I was in the top 10. But you know what? Every time I get taken out by a sniper. The snipers, they rule at the end of the game. So you got to be really, really careful. I mean, very, very careful. And some of these guys that are snipers, they have... I'm on a little tablet. That's a Tab A tablet. Yeah, you have to stay moving in PUBG, exactly. You utilize the time, and like I say, I've got a strategy that... has really helped me. I've progressed as far as just doing the solo, and um, and the thing is to be patient. Is to be patient, and there's other things you can do as far as that goes. And there's a couple of YouTubes I've been watching. This one guy called Busco on YouTube. He's down in Australia, and this guy can play some PUBG, and he is funnier than shit. He's on YouTube. Busco is his name, and he plays, and he rotates people out in and out and stuff like that. I've watched a number of his YouTubes. I've looked at some of his older YouTubes, and I've acquired some skills as far as playing the game, and it's pretty fun. That's what's interesting about that. When you take somebody else's outlook of the game, and you see, whoa, I want to try that, and you try it, and it works. Oh man, that's gold. That is gold as far. But the thing is, I've come to the conclusion that you cannot, at the end of the game, my gameplay, if like I said, I get it, my chicken dinner in this game is if I'm in that top 10, and even more so if I'm number. And then there's been a number of times I've gotten to number 2. I have to. Oh, you got the weekend. Oh, you got to work Saturday. Ooh, you got a big project there going, Tim. Tim, for those folks. Tim Fan 40, he's Tim Fan 40, and you're Tim Fan 40 on X too, aren't you, Tim? I'm gonna pop your card here. I'm back to popping the cards because I'm back on X. This is Tim Fan 40. He's in the chat right now for the people on a big foam job, and boss wants it. Oh, okay, the boss. Yeah, that's usually the case. The boss wants it done. Must be he must have some customers there that say, I need this done ASAP. So you get, and now that's overtime for you, right? Big time overtime on Saturday, I think. Because I worked with a number of contractors where I worked at the day job. I had to facilitate, there's projects there that they would, move this wall to that wall and stuff like that. And, that's, yeah, okay, so that's big time. I know that's big time overtime because I know the contractor, they love coming in on the weekends. They love coming in on the long weekends too. I mean, that's like double, triple overtime for them. I mean, some of these guys paid for their trucks on their overtime, for God's sakes. And that was one of the interesting. There's always something going on where I worked before and stuff like that. I was always busy, and I was always interfacing with quite a few contractors on various projects and stuff like that that were being done where I used to work at. As far as that goes, they build the shell of things, and then the company would take over doing some other things and stuff. As far as moving into the bells and whistles, as we used to call it. I'll work Sunday too. Ooh, that's even more overtime there. I can remember when I first started working. I used to work the weekends, and I remember those times. And this is back. I don't want to get too far because then I'll give away where, even though it's pretty obvious if you looked at my Twitter feed and stuff like that. But I can't go into detail. I don't want to go into detail because it's. We'll just leave it at that. But it was fun, and the guys I interface with, you in the chat, Tim. It just reminds me of those guys I used to. You hear me? Okay. So it's good. It's good. Let's see. Oh, come up in 46. Oh, we're moving right along. We're doing pretty good here. And let's see. It's fun. Yes, it is fun. I mean, and I know there's probably some jobs that you didn't really care for, but there's probably other jobs you're probably really pretty proud that you did too, Tim, as far as that goes and work. Because I don't know if our thought for the day, Tim, I don't think you were here when you came in afterwards. Learn something new every day. Exactly. I'm still doing that too. I'm learning something new every day. Our thought for the day, just to refresh there for Tim, was from Sigmund Freud. All that matters is love and work. Love is family, friends. Work is what's paying the bills and making a livelihood for yourself. That's important, okay? It can either suck or it can be good. It's up to you. I had my bad moments in the Air Force when I worked at IBM and where I worked at for the last 17 years. There was bad times, but there was also a majority of good times. So I had fun. I had a great time. I can say, and that's how to look at it. And and you have lots of jobs that you love doing. That's great. And that's how you look at it. You're going to have the good and the bad, and the ugly too, I guess, as far as that goes. Let's see. In our history for today, let's see. I stay away from family, unfortunately. Yeah, sometimes that's family's important though. Family's important, but I know what you're saying there. Sometimes you just got to stay away from family because sometimes there's too much drama, I guess you could say. Let's see. In 1934, the first federal prisoner arrived at Alcatraz Island, the former military prison in the San Francisco Bay, which I had a chance to see. Hey, Jeeves, good morning. Coming in from Vancouver, Canada, as far as that goes. So our first federal prisoner arrived in Alcatraz back in 1934. Let's see, 1949, President Harry S. Truman nominated General Omar N. Bradley to become the first chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. Let's see, what else do we have? Tim saying good morning to Jeeves, Mr. Twix, and Mr. Twix, Jeeves, is saying good morning to Tim, fan 40. Let's see. Oh, in 2014, this is a sad note. Academy Award winner actor and comedian Robin Williams, 63, died in California. Suicide. He checked out. That was pretty sad because I as much joy that he gave to everybody, you would figure he was a very troubled person. He had some issues mentally, I think, and stuff like that, which is sad. He didn't. Yeah, that was sad. Very sad. I mean, he was a. God, I remember every time I hear, I can still hear him say "Nanu Nanu," as far as that goes. I just miss him. He was a great comedian, one of the best. Let's see. Oh, I went one ahead. That was the AP history. What about the other here? Let me look at my other history cue. On this day, August 11th, what do we have happening here years back? The city of Florence was liberated from Nazi occupation by Canadian and British troops in Italy in 1944. Florence, Italy. And on this day in 1972, the last U.S. ground combat units departed South Vietnam. So, in essence, the prisoners of war, I think, didn't come back until a couple years after that. See, I'll have to. Okay, Tim. Thank you for spending the time that you did spend. I appreciate it, dear sir. Be safe on the job site. We'll talk to you later. Have a great weekend working too. Yeah, have a great weekend, dude. Yep, no problem. Okay, take care. You're welcome, sir. Yeah. Yeah, he has to get back to work. He graces our broadcast here, which I greatly appreciate it. And as far as that goes, and along with you, Jeeves, as far as being in the chat and stuff like that. I like to explain the chatters to the for those folks that are watching on the replay and stuff, because I do get quite a bit of traction on the replays and stuff like that. So, and I do appreciate the replays, by the way. Okay, so let's see what else. Anything? Let's see. 67 years ago today, Elvis Presley released the first double-sided mega hit recording featuring "Don't Be Cruel" on one side and "Hound Dog" on the other. The singles went to number 1 and number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart, and where they stayed for the top. They stayed on top for 11 weeks and set a record that would not be broken for 36 years. With a combination of 55 weeks in the top 100, not even the Beatles had a double-sided hit that would challenge the chart performing on a 45 RPM record. Those are those little ones. They had single songs. I remember those. So he used to have this thing, where you have the album and have a real thin hole. You put the album on, but they had this little gizmo you put on your record, and you could fit a whole bunch of 45s on and go one, just like they would have in a jukebox. Oh God. Um, that's age dating there. I remember the old jukebox. I remember going to the diners, where you sit in the booth and you had you could scroll through the things, the mini jukebox that would go back to the. Oh, they don't have those anymore. Let's see. Hound Dog was number 19 on Rolling Stone magazine list of 500 greatest songs of all time and one of the biggest selling singles of all time. So, a happy birthday to, I know there's a lot of people that like him. I think he's a pretty cool guy. Joe Rogan, stand-up comedian, television, and podcaster, primarily his podcast. He turns 56 today. Happy birthday to Joe Rogan. Um, a retired martial arts and fan of comedy since his youth in New Jersey. His podcast, The Joe Rogan Experience, it is the most popular podcast on iTunes with 16 million downloads. Rogan releases his first comedy special back in 2000 and has hosted several television shows, including Fear Factor. So, Joe Rogan, I know there's a lot of people like him. I like it. He says it like it is. And so, happy birthday, Joe Rogan. And on this day in 1929, Babe Ruth became the first baseball player to hit 500 career home runs. Playing in Cleveland, Ohio, a local boy got $20 for the autograph with the Bambino himself for returning the ball that was captured out. Imagine that ball is probably worth a lot of money. Yeah, happy birthday. Yeah. So the Sultan of Swat went on to set the baseball record, which was eventually broken. Oh, and that's about it there. Speaking of baseball, there was no action for the Yankees or the Mets yesterday, but the Blue Jays did win against the Guardians yesterday. Jeeves is a Toronto Blue Jay fan. Or no. No, I'm sorry. I was looking at Wednesday. They lost yesterday. I'm sorry, Jays. I'm sorry. Bonehead broadcaster. I'm looking at the wrong thing. I was looking at what was I looking at? I was looking at Wednesday. They won. They lost yesterday. I'm sorry. They lost 4-3. That was a close game. But the Mets and Yankees did not play yesterday. The lineup today: the Yankees will be playing the Mariners at 6:40 down there in Florida. The Mets. Well, let's see. Blue Jays play the Cubs. That's going to be a good match. Cubbies, they're a pretty good ball team. Mets just got done playing with them, but the Mets, they play the dreaded Braves. I've been watching the Mets the last couple days. They're playing some good ball now and stuff like that on SNY channel. They have some good announcers. I like the announcers. The announcers for the Yankees are good on the Yes channel. They're pretty good. They're both. So let's see. Yeah, they're going into the weekend playing the Braves, and the Yankees are playing the Marlins. And it looks like your Toronto Blue Jays, are playing. Oh, they don't play tomorrow? What the hell? I don't see them playing. Oh, there they are. They're playing the Cubs. Okay, they're up there in Toronto playing the Cubs this weekend. Okay. Last night there was some preseason NFL. I did watch the Texas Rangers beat the Patriots 20-9. Texans look pretty good. Both teams had young quarterbacks. They both looked good. Patriots looked okay. I think they were doing some things. It's just preseasons. The Texans, they look better in preseason than they did all last season. Well, let's see. The Vikings they played last night. They lost to the Seahawks. So that must have been a good game, but I went to bed. I was falling asleep. I think at the beginning of that game or at the end of the Texans. Yeah, I think I fall asleep. I was asleep right at the end of the Texans Patriots games. Tonight we have the Steelers and Buccaneers. This is the game I watched last night was on the NFL channel. But tonight at 7 it'll be Steelers and Buccaneers, and then at Falcons and Dolphins at 7. Packers and Bengals at 7. Giants and Lions. I hope they televise the Giants. I'd like to see that with the Lions. The Lions are supposed to be a good team. Cubs are good. Yeah, Cubs are good. Yeah, in baseball. They got some hitters on that Cub team. And let's see, you got the Commanders playing the Browns and the Broncos. That'd be another game. If I can't see the Giants Lions, I'd like to see the Broncos because I want to follow the Broncos this year as far as see what I like Russell Wilson, and I want him to succeed on the Broncos. So I'll be tailing on the Broncos this season, I think. And then tomorrow we got a host of games. We got games tomorrow, and we got 6 games tomorrow, and then there's 2 games Sunday. Chiefs and Saints. That looks like a good game Sunday afternoon. That'll probably be on NFL channel. I did watch Canadian football. I actually watched. I missed the. I guess 1 minute into the beginning of this because I was over there watching the Patriots and Texans, and I was jockeying back and forth. So when I went back, they had just scored a touchdown. It was 1 minute into gameplay. The Elks scored the first touchdown, and they were all excited. But they ended up losing. The Winnipeg Blue Bombers came back and won it 38-29. So it looked like the Elks, they scored 15 points in the first inning, or first inning. I'm thinking baseball. The first quarter, and then the second quarter, the Winnipeg was able to come back with 10 to. But Edmonton Elks, they scored another touchdown. But this third quarter and fourth quarter, they got 2 touchdowns in each quarter. So that's 4 touchdowns in the second half, were to Edmonton's 1 touchdown. So the final score, 38 Winnipeg and 29 Edmonton. And the Canadian football is some good football. There's some good football there as far as that goes. And let's see, what do we? Oh, we're still in the yellow, but I would imagine this has been looking pretty good. I've got the tablet on over here, as far as with the picture, and then I got the chat over here on the phone, and then I'm using my Surface 3 as my tabs for the broadcast here for the various segments, but I'm going back to the broadcast as far as that goes. It's still showing that I'm dropping some frames, and I'm not sure what that is. I thought it might be. I thought it might be. Yeah, we dropped 0.7, so that's not much. That's less than 1%, so I'm not worried. But it's just that color goes red and green, and I think it might be because when I start the broadcast, behind the OBS screen or tab that's open, I have. I have to manually post when I'm broadcasting on the various social media network or platforms there, and that might, when I have that open, it might be screwing up the interfering with things. There might be something lingering in the RAM or something like that. Looking for those that browser that I closed out after I posted it and stuff like that. I thought it might be because I used to have my when I reboot this new box that I have, usually in the background, Steam will be, it automatically boots up and stuff like that. Because I use Steam to play PUBG Battleground, which I haven't played that much, and I have to play some today. I got to try and play some as far as that. It's a good game. It's a fun game. I've been playing a lot of the PUBG Mobile. That's the main game I've been playing all this week. I got to get off the duff and play some Lord of the Rings this weekend, and try and broadcast. I guess that's. It's always fun broadcasting it, even if I have some broadcasting woes and such. That as far as that goes, so we're a little light in the chat for a Friday, but that's okay. We did have Tim Fan here, and we did have Jeeves. I appreciate you spending some of your time, Jeeves. What do you got planned for the weekend? Anything? As far as it's slow. It's slow. Yeah, it's a slow. And it's summertime, so as far as that goes. Oh, nothing. Yeah, that's the same thing. Nothing. Yeah, I like that. Nothing, but whatever pops up, you can go ahead and do. I guess to enjoy the weekend as far as that goes. I think either today or tomorrow we got some pebble rock. We bought some rocks to the back room there. It's above and at the base of it outside. We want to place some little pea-sized rocks there because when the water comes down, if it comes over well, it drips off of the roof and stuff like that, and it's starting to form like a just to break up that water that's coming, and then to prevent the little critters from burrowing underneath the back room there, because it is a raised floor back room, and it's sort of empty underneath and stuff like that. It's all insulated and everything, but we got a few chipmunks that like getting back there. They'll still probably get in there, but it's just to make it look a little bit nicer. And we bought some 3 big bags that's sitting in the garage. We're going to probably pour those out today. I don't know if the weather holds out. We'll see. I'd like to do it when it's dry or something like that. So if we're not, that's going to be the weekend project if we don't have other projects that come up and such. So but doing nothing is a good thing to do. I'm always for doing nothing. You could say this broadcast is all about nothing, and as far as that goes. That they made a Seinfeld. The Seinfeld episode where they were coming up with a show, and it was a show about nothing. Remember that one, Jeeves? I am DJing for a wedding on the 26th, which is next. Oh, that's in 2 weeks. But I am flying out. You do DJs, wedding DJs. Will you fly into the? Oh, wow. Wow, that's pretty cool. Do you take a lot of equipment with you, or do you usually travel pretty light to where you minimum 1 hour flight? Okay. Oh yeah, it's probably better to fly than to drive. That's like it's sort of like 6 half a dozen the other. I'd probably go to Syracuse if I have to fly down to Washington. Go to Washington instead of drive, because let's see, 1 hour flight. It's less than a 1 hour flight. Just my DJ controller and computer. Okay, that's all you need now. I've seen some DJ. I mean, the equipment back in the days, they'd have all the, they have to bring in their speakers and all that. All you have to do is bring it. I guess they provide the speakers for you. Or sometimes these speakers are just small. This is a Bluetooth speaker right here. Okay, and it works pretty well. I usually use that with the phone if I'm listening to what's that? Helen's not here. She usually tells me. I actually downloaded the app. It's the Radio Garden app. The Radio Garden app. That's a good app. Actually, I just submitted a local radio station to it to see if they could add it to it, as far as that goes. So I like music. I like the music and stuff like that. And that's something you're doing. All speaker and lighting. Okay, they provide it, or over there. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, so all you need is your controller and your PC with the music on, stuff like that. That's great. I remember the DJs. They would have. We would have, if there was a party or something like that, they would have to bring in their boxes of their records and all that and stuff, because they'd be putting records on. They'd have 2 turntables going. That's old school DJing, right? Right, Jeeves? And they would have a collection and a half of all the music. Boxes of. Did you? Oh, you know what I'm talking? Yes, boxes and boxes of recordings. As far as that goes, that's. And we're talking about this Monday. Vinyl is coming back. Vinyl is Wednesday's broadcast. The albums, they're expensive though. There's I think the lowest one I've seen is like $30. Would I pay $30? I don't know. But last Wednesday this past broadcast, Helen, who's over there in Scotland, she made a good point that there's people, they want the physical touching of the product, of the music. Milk case of them. Yeah, the milk cases, exactly. It's just like, the milk cases. Yeah, that was probably the first practical use of a milk case, other than putting milk in it, as far as that I've seen outside the stores, and then it just caught on. Milk cases, you could store a lot of stuff in them and stuff like that, as far as a bin. All right, I guess we're coming up to the top of the hour here, so we're going to go ahead and exit stage left here. Jeeves, I want to say thank you very much for hanging with me this morning. You have a great day out there in Vancouver. And a big thank you to TimFan43 or TimFan40. He's got a new, it used to be TimFan43, but it doesn't work for some reason. Jeeves is saying later, take care everyone. Yep, you take care too, Jeeves. I appreciate you stopping in. It's always appreciated. And along with TimFan40, you have a great weekend, Jeeves, of doing nothing. And I'm going to try and do nothing, but I don't think that'll be the case. I'm going to be doing something or the other as far as that goes. All right, folks, if you're watching this on the replay over there on Rumble and YouTube, thank you very much for your replay watch. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. And with that, this is Rich Roberts, Fireman Rich, here on the Twitch. And I'm also over there as Fireman Rich on Truth Social, IG Threads, Instagram Threads, and I'm also over there on X, which used to be formerly known as Twitter, but it's called X now. You don't call them tweets, you call them posts. So we're over there, and I would have to say on all three of those platforms, I consider myself a social media observer, social media enthusiast. I gotta try and put that in there. Yeah, I post on social media and have fun but I consider myself primarily a social media observer, social media enthusiast, as well as being that here on Twitch. So you all have a great one wherever you may be on this big blue marble. Live life, have fun. Ciao for now. As always, peace. Take care, folks. Thanks again, Jeeves. You have a great weekend, sir.